Hi, everybody, and welcome to WellRight's November webinar. Today, we're going to be talking about health coaching with Rebecca Beerson from Marquee Health. This is kind of exciting for us. Over the past couple of months at WellRight, we've really put a lot of effort into building out the holistic nature of our platform. We spent some time working on occupational health, emotional health, social health. So Rebecca's going to talk about some really interesting points that also kind of coincide with what we're doing on our platform. So I'd like to just give a warm welcome to Rebecca. She is a health coach, and she's got a number of pedigrees behind her name. So she'll tell you all about them. But more importantly, I think you'll really find her presentation really enjoyable. All right, welcome, Rebecca.
All right, thanks, Mark, and hello, everyone. As Mark mentioned, my name is Rebecca, and I've been a professional health coach for nearly a decade. So needless to say, health coaching is a passion of mine. So I'm very excited to be here today and explain a little bit more about health coaching, what it's all about, and how it can help boost your wellness program engagement. You know, the purpose of a wellness program is to assist employees to work to create meaningful behavior change. And in turn, that helps employees become more healthy, happy, and productive. And on paper, wellness programs are a win-win, right? Happier, healthier employees can sometimes equal lower cost in healthcare for business. Sounds great, right? But creating just a wellness program itself is a great start, but it isn't enough to reap the full benefits. You know, when you're thinking differently, finding creative ways to encourage employees to take part in the wellness program, that's what really can lead to increased participation, adding the most value for both the employee and the employer. So offering one-on-one health and wellness coaching can be an excellent addition to any wellness program. It can provide employees with a customized individual support to help them get engaged. So let's talk about what is health coaching. Let me first say that the stigma around health coaching is often full of misconceptions. You know, upon hearing the term health coach, people might visualize their high school sports coach barking orders at them. They might picture a judgmental person who makes them feel bad about their current lifestyle. Some individuals may even roll their eyes. You know, certainly a health coach is only going to tell me information that they already know. In reality, a health coach and the health coaching experience is very different than the established stereotypes out there. Health and wellness coaches work as a partner, assisting employees as they develop and achieve goals that they, the employee, determines to be important to them. Employees are encouraged to create these goals based on their values for lasting change and for the promotion of well-being. So what does that mean? As health coaches, we really believe that individuals' capacity and ability to make changes that will last a lifetime. Respectfully and without judgment, we recognize that they are the experts on their own lives, and we support them in creating a plan that they can put into practice to achieve short and long-term health goals. And as coaches, we definitely understand that making a change is not easy, and we are ready to meet employees wherever they are in their wellness journey. So we value that individuals' thoughts, their opinions, and we're there to listen and work with them at any stage of the process of change they're in. So how does health coaching work in practice? So when it comes to our health, you know, there's factors that influence things over which we have no control over. It might be our age, our genes, ethnicity, family history, sometimes even our environment. All of these things are out of our control. That being said, there are plenty of other factors that influence our health in big ways that we do have control over. Some examples include our use of tobacco use, our eating habits, our exercise habits, or maybe lack thereof, how well we manage our stress, how well we're sleeping. Most of these factors are also interrelated, and they can impact each other. Health coaches work to take a holistic approach when working with coaching members. We understand that there are some things out of an individual's control, but we also understand that there's those things that individuals can control. And it's usually not just a single issue that someone can improve on. And this is where one of the biggest benefits of health coaching can arise, our understanding that the interrelated nature of wellness issues and our work to help employees connect the dots between the various factors and their well-being. So let's look at a practical example of this. An employee signs up for coaching, maybe they have a focus or a goal around weight management, and they're frustrated. They're exercising, they're eating right, and they're just not seeing the results that they want when it comes to weight management. Well, as the coach and the employee are discussing, about these issues, about these frustrations, throughout the discussion, it comes up, that the employee hasn't been sleeping. They haven't been sleeping because of the stress that they're under. They're working full time. They're also caring for an elderly parent. And as they're discussing this, the employee, as they're talking about these issues, hasn't even considered that this might be playing a role in their weight management. And so with these issues that are uncovered, then the health coach and the employee can discuss action steps to help address those issues and monitor progress. So, the thought of making changes to improve our health can be confusing, it can be very frustrating, it can be very overwhelming, and working with a health and wellness coach may just be what the individual needs, to sort through things, help connect the dots with that professional support. So what can an employee expect from a coaching relationship? The health coach is there to be their partner on the journey towards positive behavior change. The health coach provides information, education, lends support, and is a sounding board when brainstorming is needed to overcome obstacles or challenges. The coach provides accountability, not by scolding or judging, but by checking in regularly and inquiring about their progress. And the coach is also there to help challenge, when the individual is ready to build upon their progress, to do more. We always start with small changes, small steps, and work to continue moving forward. And most importantly, the coach cares about the coaching members and their health. Health coaches know that the employee need to and want to make changes, but we also understand that, life happens and there's obstacles that get in the way. And a coach is there to help them through those obstacles. Oops. Let me go back one. So one thing that lends, how are these coaches credible? What are their qualifications? You might be wondering why, what is Rebecca's qualifications? Well, health coaches hold a variety of different certifications. Typically they have, years of experience working one-on-one with people, and they usually have a variety of different educational backgrounds. Some of the common certifications and specializations that you might see from a health coach I've listed on the slide. Me personally, I hold a bachelor degree in dietetics. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm also a certified personal trainer. And then just recently, I've passed my national board certified health and wellness coach. And a national board certified health and wellness coach, they're equipped with strategies to deal with all types of coaching situations and all types of people. So again, going back to the idea that we meet members wherever they are on their wellness journey. Sometimes wellness programs only cater to those employees that are ready to jump into action. But there's a lot of employees that might be ambivalent about change. They might just be contemplating making that change. And that's where the health coach can help build that gap. They can work with that member wherever they are to help them prepare to eventually jump into action and making changes. And then I know I've talked about this and touched on it, but I can't highlight it enough. A huge benefit health coaching offers employees is the personalized approach. We approach each employee as an individual with they have their own unique life situations, their own interests, their own priorities. We don't shell out one-size-fits-all diet and exercise plans. We want to get to know the employee, their interests, their values, their unique circumstances. So then that together, we can come up with a adequate plan of action that will be meaningful to them. When it's meaningful to the employee, they're more likely to put it into practice and stick with it long term, which is the goal, right? We want to create lasting behavior change that's going to better their health, make them happy, and make them more productive as well. So let's talk about the bigger picture here. What does health or life coaching mean for you or for your organization? So first, it can help improve overall company health. Personalized coaching can help employees bridge the gap between wanting to improve their health and actually meeting their health goals. So with personalized attention and engagement with a coach, more people might be willing to participate in the wellness program, which can then improve overall health of the company and create a culture around wellness too at the company. Second, it can boost engagement. So by offering coaching services, it really shows that the company is investing in a long-lasting health of its employees. You know, it's not just a quick fix, but it's giving them a resource to really make lasting healthy behavior changes. The third is health coaches act as an independent spokesperson for the wellness program. So frequently employees are unfamiliar with all the wellness plan benefits that are offered to them. And coaches can help people understand the benefits of joining and participating in different aspects of the wellness program. They can encourage participation by spreading the word about rewards, incentives, upcoming deadlines, events, maybe different challenges that are going on company-wide. And it kind of goes into this next one, but as another bonus is coaches have also a lot of insight into various benefits related to the wellness that the company offers, and they can help encourage employees to utilize those as appropriate. So for example, you know, as topics come up in discussion with a coach and an employee, we often refer or share information about appropriate benefits or programs. Things like financial services, employee assistance programs, disease management, maybe on-site gyms or on-site clinics. So often the health coach, you know, knows about these programs and these benefits, and they can share or refer to the employee as they come up in coaching sessions. The fourth is, again, that personalized approach and connection. So coaching really provides a face and a relationship to the wellness program. So it's not just, you know, reacting with a website or a portal. It's you're actually working with a human being. So it has that personalized connection. You know, when an employee has established a relationship with a coach, it provides that connection to the wellness program, making the employee more likely to engage in other components of the wellness program. Often in conversation, I'll encourage members to watch an upcoming webinar about a topic that we discussed or participate in a relevant challenge that we might be talking about. So again, that coach can be almost like an independent spokesperson for the wellness program. You know, it can share information, what's going on, get them encouraged of different aspects, and so the employee understands what's all available to them through their wellness program. The final benefit is that coaches can collect feedback from coaching members. So coaches are on the front lines. You know, we hear what employees like, what they're frustrated about, what's confusing to them. And it's the feedback that we can provide to account managers or to human resources or the benefits department, just to continue to improve the wellness program and boost engagement. People are more likely to share that type of information when they're working with someone one-on-one rather than just like a prompted survey. So this is a great way just to get different feedback about what's going on, maybe how to better word communications if it's something's confusing. So it's a really quick and easy way to kind of understand what the employee is getting from the wellness program and what they think might be improved or what they're liking about it too to continue doing. So how can you get your employees on board with health coaching? So as I mentioned at the beginning, many people have preconceived notions about health coaching. You know, they have these different ideas, maybe a bad past experience. So really be sure to keep the wording around coaching positive. You know, a lot of times coaching can be framed as a negative or a consequence. So really spread the word that a health coach is there to be a non-judgmental partner and help empower coaching members to make a change that's meaningful to them and that aligns with their values. Also, targeted and customized communications are very helpful in encouraging participation and engagement. Also, make it clear that we follow HIPAA. We're HIPAA compliant, which means that all private or all health information and all conversations are confidential and private. And it's important and necessary part of the program. We take that very, very serious. So it's good to let the employees know too that that is something that is followed with the health coaching program as well. Remind employees that this is a free benefit. You know, speaking with these type of credential professionals on their own can be very, very expensive. So working with a health coach through a wellness program offers free access to dietitians, personal trainers, you know, other credentialed health professionals that might be otherwise really expensive if you're paying out of pocket for it. So that's another kind of highlight, you know, telling them that it's a free benefit that they have. I'd also highly recommend, if you have coaching services available, to try coaching out for yourself. Doing so will allow you to be able to speak from your own experience when employees ask about it. If you know of an employee that maybe has had a past negative experience, you know, encourage them to try it again. You know, it really depends on maybe who they're assigned with or the company behind it. And they can always discontinue, but sometimes just trying it, you know, can kind of help break some of those stereotypes about health coaching. Again, people often don't participate because they've never worked with a health coach before. You know, they don't know what it's about. I think just it's human nature, you know, the unknown can be really intimidating, you know, to know what to expect. So sometimes a good way to get people engaged at first is incorporating health coaching as a challenge activity, maybe tied to an incentive that can boost participation. And while the use of incentives might entice employees to enroll in the coaching program, many can still remain ambivalent about lifestyle changes. So coaches spend a significant amount of time helping employees overcome this ambivalence to change and help them move forward to develop plans, you know, that are important to them and that they want to focus on. And many times I have coaching members who sign up initially for an incentive, and a lot of times they end up continuing well beyond the requirements because they're actually finding it helpful to work with a coach. So sometimes having incentives or little challenges are a great way to get them started, and then they usually continue on afterwards. And then finally, if you do have health coaching services, share success stories. You know, that's really big. We see it all the time, right, on social media and the media. People love to know how someone did something, you know, how did they get those results? So it can be a great way, you know, as long as you have permission of the coaching member to share a success story, but that can kind of break down these barriers around health coaching too and break these stereotypes, is to hear other people's experiences. And good publicity never hurts, so it's a good way to get people engaged. All right, so that is all I have, so we can open it up for questions. I'd love to hear if anyone has anything they'd like to find out more about health coaching.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rebecca. That was fantastic. And we do have a couple of questions. Also, just for the group, I forgot to give a verbal mention at the beginning that you can ask questions in the box at the right. So feel free to do that right now because they come in live to me and I can turn around and ask them. But I do have a couple of questions because we have curious people. So the first one is, you know, since kind of the nature of health coaching is remote, how do you measure like success, and how can you as a coach you know, kind of tell if somebody's actually doing what you agreed upon doing? Is it just an honor system type format? So maybe give a little bit of insight into how you you know, kind of have your feelers out there to know if somebody's, you know, really making progress or just telling you something as the coach, so you know they can end their call with you.
Yeah, no, that's a great question since it is remote. So most of the people I work with, I'm working with them by phone or email, so I don't see them a lot of times. That can be a really positive sometimes because people, you know, they feel more open, they can, they don't see me, sometimes they're a little bit more honest and stuff. But you're right, how do I know if they're making progress? A lot of it is on our system, it's kind of going off of what they say. We do have sometimes measurements. So like, for instance, on like a WellRight platform or different platforms, I can see when they're checking in, they might be tracking their food intake, they might be tracking their weight. And so those type of things we do see. If that's set up through the program, I can kind of see their progress. Sometimes people will want me to like look at their food journals or that sort of thing. So, we'll friend each other, they'll friend me on their app or something like that and share their food journals with me. And then another big thing is a lot of times when we're working with these people long term, we do see their results based off their screening, once a year when they do the screening, sometimes through the wellness program, and kind of see those changes through the blood work as well. So there's a few different ways of kind of how we see that. Some are more long term and some are kind of more immediate. But I would say a lot of it is, with that rapport, and we build that trust with that client, it is more of like what they're telling us, so we kind of try to build that trust between them.
Okay, great. Next question. Obviously over the phone is one form of it, but do you happen to do any like live coaching or like webinar or like screen share coaching? Are there any other forms other than kind of over the phone remotely?
Yeah, so we do phone. I've mentioned email. We've even do text message, and then we do video. Coaching, which is actually really popular when we work with companies that have remote employees too. They sometimes like that human interaction. We do go on site and do coaching kind of one-on-one as well. So yeah, there's a variety of different kind of ways that we do the coaching. Primarily it's through phone, but there's definitely a lot of other avenues that we do it as well. And then we do webinars a lot of times too. I've also done group coaching, so small group coaching where there might be an employee site that want to kind of work as a group, and we kind of facilitate those group coaching sessions.
Got you. So the one thing that's kind of interesting about the term health coaching is, health might suggest, nutrition and fitness, just because that's kind of what it leads to. But I know that you do a lot of coaching in other areas, like, smoking cessation, or other types of advanced assistance. What other additional items would you be able to coach on? And can you speak to any of those and how they operate?
Yeah, so really, with health and wellness coaching, it's really we really, like I mentioned, it's all interrelated issues. So, we definitely do like a lot of stress management. We talk a lot about like self-care and setting boundaries. Really, we kind of coach to anything that can be really habit-based. I've even worked with people kind of talking about how they can build their confidence, because that will relay over into other areas too with health and wellness. So a lot of it is like anything that kind of the employee values that will help improve their well-being. So yeah, we do tobacco cessation, stress management, heart health, nutrition, exercise, but also within those conversations, there's a lot of other things that kind of come up. Obviously, when things kind of get outside of the scope of practice of a health coach, that's when we make those positive referrals, to other programs that might be available. If it kind of gets them to more of a counseling type need, that's when we would definitely encourage them to reach out, or maybe even make a warm transfer if necessary.
Cool. I'm going to put together probably two or three questions because they're all kind of related. So
Sure.
obviously, it sounds like, once employees are on board, they like health coaching, but you had a whole slide dedicated, how to get employees involved. And we've had a couple of questions with that question, essentially, like, yeah, it's great. Like, this sounds fantastic, but still, like, the big burden is, getting them to take that step, which isn't a really scary one, but it's for whatever reason it can be.
Yeah.
Can you talk about any like successful campaigns, like the most successful campaigns you may have done in the past, or that you've seen to get employees to kind of really engage with health coaching? Are there any like model clients that you might have that have done a really good job in getting the culture of coaching across their company?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest thing that I hear from employees too when I tell them about health coaching is they're like, "I didn't know this was available," or that I got to talk with a dietitian, or that I got to talk with these people that have these type of backgrounds. So I think there again, there's that big misconception when it comes to health coaching, so definitely getting the word out. I would say the most successful things that we've seen is like when it's tied to a challenge at the beginning to kind of get people engaged, or get tied to like a little incentive for them to engage. Another kind of big boost we see sometimes is when we do kind of like webinars like these, so they understand, what health coaching is. So we do like sometimes like meet the health coach type of webinars, so they understand kind of what to expect, because there is a lot of kind of preconceived notions about what health coaching is, and that kind of helps break it down. It sometimes can help too when coaches go on site and give like lunch and learn, so they kind of see a face, and that sometimes can help as well.
Okay. Of course, there's always the money question. How does your company charge for coaching? Is there one model that you follow? Is it per call, PEPM, et cetera?
Yeah, everyone's set up differently. So sometimes it's just a part of the wellness program. Some are by case basis. None are set up as session by session.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay. And then this is an interesting question that I could probably answer, but I'm curious to hear your answer. How does Wellright and Marquee Health work together?
Okay, yeah. So we are the partner with Wellright for their life coaching and health coaching. So one thing that's really cool about our partnership with Wellright is we do the coaching for them, but we get to work through the platform. So that's like the back to the question, how do we know if they're making changes? I get to see what challenges my coaching members at Wellright are working on. I can actually even create challenges for them. So maybe if we're talking about something that I see that is relevant, and we decide they want to do a challenge, I can actually make one for them and put it on their portal that they can see and track. So that's kind of how we can work. You can kind of build off that, Mark, if you'd like, if you want to add anything to that.
No, I think you did a fantastic job. I mean, as a coach, you have a much greater exposure as to how the interaction between our two companies go. I just try to round up people in the webinar for us. So that's great. Are your coaches on staff full time or on a contract basis?
We have both. We have full-time coaches, and we do have some contract coaches. Mm-hmm.
Got you. And I think our last question here is, how often would you recommend having a Meet Your Health Coach lunch and learn?
Yeah, so I would definitely, if you're just introducing coaching, it can be great to do it right when you're introducing the services. So that, if this is something new that you're offering, so that's a really good time to do it. A lot of times we see that it's really positive, receptive, kind of in January, right? New year. A lot of times people have new goals they want to work on, and then this is a kind of reminder that they have these resources to help them with those goals that they just set. So I would say like once or twice a year, it's a good, especially if you're doing any kind of, maybe a new program that offers health coaching. Maybe you're pushing like a new challenge that coaching might be helpful to go along with. That can be a good way to tie it in as well.
Excellent. Fantastic. I think that winds up all of our questions. Thank you so much, Rebecca. It was great to have you here today. A lot of great information. So that was fantastic. Um, and this wraps everything up. So we will have our next webinar probably in January. I think we're going to skip in December. So look for an invitation sometime in January. And in the meantime, have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thanks very much, everybody.